Welcome one and all to the Snubs and Dubs Season 1 finale. We have spent the last 25 weeks talking about the snubs and dubs of the 69th Academy Award for Best Picture, and we are now informed and ready to tell you if the dub was in fact deserved or if there were snubs. I'm your host, Kyle Tobiasson, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Jason Miller. Jason, welcome to the finale.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. Happy to be here. I wasn't sure we'd both make it. I didn't know if neither of us would be, both of us would be here. A third person might be here. But like we started season 1, we will end season 1 just hanging.
Yeah.
We're just having a great time.
And it has been a very fun season, I have to say. It's been interesting to check out all these movies. Most of them I had never seen before.
I learned a lot. There's so many things that I've never heard of before. A lot that I've heard of but have never watched.
Yeah.
And some of them I'm glad I watched.
Yeah, me too. But before we get into that, real quick, we're going to do a quick what did you watch this week? So what else did you watch this week?
I only watched one movie, and it was West Side Story.
Oh, yes.
I watched that in the theater with just me and my girlfriend. No one else was there. It was a landmark theater. I didn't know it still existed. It was really funny. Right before the movie, she was drinking from her pop, and she goes, "Man, this pop's hitting great." And then the lid fell off and spilled all over her pants. And then, like, I'm a good person, so I went and like grabbed napkins and whatnot. But like, we're watching the movie. We're not leaving just because there's some poppy pants going on.
Plus, you're the only two in there.
Yeah, so who cares? But it was actually quite good.
Yeah,
I felt like the main guy, whose name I can't remember, I don't know if he was a great casting for that. He didn't seem to fit in.
Yeah,
everyone else was like New York.
Yeah,
like New York. And then he was like Ohio.
Yeah, it's strange because he's like the biggest name of that cast.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah.
And like Ansel Elgort is his name.
Yes.
And and I also thought that when I was watching it too, because the rest of the cast, like they're unknown-ish or like some from other stuff, and they were all like hitting it.
All good, like all right on theme or anything. He just didn't really fit in that well.
No.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. I think other than that, it was actually kind of a little immersion breaking because he just looked like he pulled up in like his Adidas sweatpants and like his sweater. But like, it's incredible. I should just look up the names beforehand. But the leading actress, the Juliet, or whatever her name is in West Side Story, incredible. And apparently that was her first big role.
Rachel Zegler, I think is her name.
I think that sounds right.
She's been popping up on my Twitter a lot.
Oh, she blew me away. She was like really the most talented there by like a step, and it was crazy listening to her sing. So really enjoyed it overall. Solid movie.
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
Well, I finally got Molly around to watching Coda.
Nice.
So I got my third Coda exposure.
Your Coda quota.
Dude, that movie hits every time.
It is not once missed.
I have never once not cried during Coda. It's just like every time I know what's coming. And every time it fucking hits me.
Yep.
But this time I was able to look over at Molly and see it hit her too. Aww. Even though she had been like, no, I don't want to watch this stupid film. So it was good to see. I watched one 96 film. We're going to talk about some 96 films later. So I'll skip past that for now. But I also watched Being the Ricardos on Amazon Prime.
Who?
It's the new Aaron Sorkin movie.
Oh, okay.
He wrote and directed it kind of based off of like Lucille Ball and Desi. Oh my gosh, I forget his last name, but the I Love Lucy cast and the kind of week leading up to her being exposed as like a communist or related to the Communist Party in some way.
Yeah.
During that sort of scare, like the Red Scare period. It was fine. I think Nicole Kidman did really good, and so did Javier Bardem. They were the two leads. They knocked it out of the park. Obviously, it's Aaron Sorkin dialogue, so like you're gonna hit it with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was fine, kind of forgettable. Like that was that. Honestly, I don't really have much else to say on it. But yeah, that was all I watched this week. Should we just move on?
Let's dive right into this.
So we have been talking about 1996 movies for like half a year now.
Yeah.
We have covered Independence Day, Primal Fear, Bottle Rocket, The People vs. Larry Flint, Fargo, Trainspotting, Lone Star, Twister, Happy Gilmore, Jerry Maguire, Scream, A Time to Kill, Marvin's Room, Swingers, Secrets and Lies, Breaking the Waves, The Rock, Mission Impossible, Bound, Shine, Sling Blade, The Birdcage, James and the Giant Peach, That Thing You Do, and The English Patient. Whew, it's a busy year.
It was 25 movies, that's for sure.
How did you feel about this year as a whole?
It still blows my mind that we haven't watched all of the 1996 films. How many films get made in here? It's crazy. Oh my God. It was interesting kind of having that retrospective look at the movies. I think it would have been a lot different if we were reviewing it as they came out in 1996, because the retrospective, that will change how they're rated compared to when they probably came out. But it was interesting. It was a fun social experiment. That we've now concluded. We have our test results. We'll reveal those later.
Yeah.
But it was cool getting kind of a perspective and seeing where all these movies, like learning a lot of new movies that people had referenced or like I kind of knew of but had never watched. And now they're in my memory bank that I can reference and call upon when needed.
Yeah, that's funny because I sent you like a TikTok the other day and it was somebody who had gotten in a car accident and they quoted Sling Blade. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. And like that would be a reference I would not have known if we hadn't gone through this process. But it was an interesting year. It's going to be interesting in subsequent seasons, and we'll get to talking about that later when we can kind of compare like the year as a whole to another year as a whole.
Yeah.
As a year as a whole, like I think it was decently strong. Like there were some pretty good ones in here. I do think that some of the bottom of the barrel ones that we talked about this season are just that, the bottom of the barrel. Like I think there was definitely some misses in some of these. And like even when I looked at some of the other movies, I don't know if there was others that we could really fill that would have been impactful.
I don't think so.
And so as a year as a whole, like I think it's a fine year. I think there is some definitely cream of the crop here. But yeah. Did you find any new favorites?
I did find one new favorite. It's a couple. Obviously Bound.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a movie. Fargo, I have not watched before.
Yeah.
And now that I've seen that, I don't know if I'll care to see other movies. I'm kind of good. I'm not going to go to the theater. Just show me Fargo again, please. I mean, a lot of the ones that I went in having seen before reaffirmed my love. There was nothing that I rewatched and was like, oh, that's not as good as I remember. I've probably only seen like the best of the best from here anyways, but all still great.
Yeah.
No sleepers.
No, I came out of here with some new favorites too, because like I had seen Fargo before and I always appreciated Fargo. And so Fargo was remaining one of my favorites. But before this season, I hadn't seen Independence Day, Bottle Rocket, Scream. I hadn't seen Swingers. Well, there's a lot of these I hadn't seen, but like those are some of the ones that I will come out as some of my favorites. Bound, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Bound and Swingers, I think, are two, and Scream, that I'm going to come away from this like definitely revisiting because those were some of my top favorites.
Yeah, it's crazy how like the ones that were good that we came across, for the most part, people did know about them, but Bound and Swingers was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like not that highly reviewed. I guess like the reviews were good, but not quantity wise reviewed very often.
Yeah.
And they're really good movies.
Yeah. And it's interesting how both of those movies have like nuggets of connections to people that are much bigger now.
Yeah.
Like the Wachowskis, that was their feature film debut. And then they went on to make The Matrix. And so obviously it's going to be overshadowed. And then with Swingers, like Jon Favreau wrote that, Doug Liman directed it, and those two have gone on to some huge stuff after that.
Oh yeah.
So it's nice to have that like kind of nugget of past, but like all of those people have done bigger and better work since then. I mean, arguably better, but like those movies are still like really good, and it was fun to sit down and watch those.
Yeah, it'll be fun in subsequent years and seasons having like the continuation of those careers.
Yeah.
Like Wes Anderson also made his debut this year. We're going to be following him pretty closely. Seems to be an up and comer.
Well, you know what? Let's kind of break down how this finale is going to work. We haven't done a finale before, so bear with us. We're kind of running by the seat of our pants here, but flying by the seat of our pants here. That's the saying.
We are going to watch all movies, start to finish, right now.
Yeah.
And we'll come back so we can give an accurate recap summary.
No, we're not going to come back. We're going to keep recording, and there will be the soft noise of the movie in the background, and occasionally you'll hear like...
Or like fucking Marvin's Room.
Just the torture of watching it again. I was groaning. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to start off by reviewing our reviews and our rankings, and also finally reveal where we are going to place The English Patient in our rankings. And then we're going to look at the big winners and losers in the kind of critical and financial sense. We're also going to talk about some of the other notable films from 1996 very briefly. I've watched a lot of them. I know you've only seen kind of a few of them. I don't think that was a miss. Then we're going to move on to what actually happened at the 69th Academy Awards and what that looked like. After we go through it, we are going to give our thoughts on certain sections that we feel informed enough to talk about and give kind of some of our amendments. Of course, we are going to give our opinion on whether or not The English Patient deserved to win Best Picture. Then we're just going to have a few fun awards before we look forward to next season. Without further ado, should we get into it?
Let's dive right on in.
Awesome. So we're going to start things off by reviewing our rankings of this year. And so far, we've been keeping a pretty consistent ranking, slotting them in every week. But I said to you, because I had a feeling that I wanted to rearrange a few things, that it's the finale. We should get a chance to kind of rearrange these rankings to how we really feel, having some sort of thought about it afterwards. So have you changed any of your rankings at all?
I made a couple minor edits.
Okay.
I was seeing how many and where you made yours. And I don't think mine were as frequent as you made changes to yours.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, not crazy different.
Mhm.
But do you want me to just dive into the ones that I made?
Sure, go for it.
All right. Should we do The English Patient first?
Yeah,
I think it'll make
land
more
the English
sense.
Patient. Yeah, okay. So where did you put The English Patient?
I slotted The English Patient in at number 11,
Okay.
which was previously above James and the Giant Peach and below Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And it was really tight. I sat there thinking for a while if it was going below or above Mission Impossible. This is pretty much a tie between it. I would love this to be 10.5, but it's 11. That's where I'm sitting with.
Nice.
And that's where it's at. Where did you put it at?
I put it at number 13, which was just above The Birdcage, but below James and the Giant Peach. I thought that there was a lot to this movie that I really liked, but when I was comparing it to those and just in terms of my pure enjoyment of them, I think that's kind of where it landed. And it landed like right in the middle of like all the movies that we've ranked so far. And I honestly think that's kind of fair.
Yeah. I kind of wanted this to make top 10, but I don't think I liked it more than Mission Impossible. So
yeah,
that's where she's at.
Well, where'd you change?
So couple small switcheroos. This was one that I've been living with for a while that's been eating away at me. I put Trainspotting too low. Trainspotting deserved better than what I gave it. And that's going to come at the expense of James and the Giant Peach, which I was maybe a little bit too high on, coming back to that.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen, the way this is going to shake out, is that James and the Giant Peach is going to drop from 12 to 14, only a couple spots. Trainspotting is going to bump up from 15 to 12. And then Breaking the Waves will just drop one because it kind of also got lost in the shuffle there, but not by a whole lot. Do you want me to drop what that'll leave me with for my
give me your full final rankings.
Alrighty. That will leave me with my final undisputed, this is how it should be done rankings from bottom to top.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, switching up. Sure. From the worst to good. Sling Blade, Marvin's Room, literally anything that anyone has made before. I would be willing to watch projects of people like from art students who failed school. I would be willing to watch everyone's first attempt at drawing. I would be willing to watch pretty much anything. Then The People vs. Larry Flint, Happy Gilmore, Shine, A Time to Kill, Twister, Primal Fear, The Birdcage, Bottle Rocket, Breaking the Waves, James and the Giant Peach, The Rock, Trainspotting, The English Patient, which will then move us into my top 10, Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, Secrets and Lies, That Thing You Do, Independence Day, Lone Star, Swingers, Scream, Fargo, and the greatest movie of all time of 1996, Bound.
Nice. So yeah, you didn't really change much up the top except to kind of move Trainspotting around.
But. Yeah, that was the only thing that I really didn't feel confident about. The rest I'm fine with.
Yeah. Trainspotting was kind of in the mix for me when I was making my moves. My top 5 remained the same, except I moved Mission Impossible down from number 7 to number 10 to move up Secrets and Lies, Trainspotting, and Bottle Rocket. All 3 of those I thought were a little bit better when I was thinking back on them. Also moving up, Breaking the Waves and Lone Star.
Hey, there you go. That's what we needed to see.
Yeah, they push up 2 spots to number 18 and 19, pushing down The People versus Larry Flint, Shine, and A Time to Kill, those 2 spots.
Do you want to just like bump Lone Star up again? I don't think you're done yet.
Here's my final rankings then. From bottom to top, Marvin's Room, Sling Blade, Happy Gilmore, Time to Kill, Shine, The People versus Larry Flint, Lone Star, Breaking the Waves, Primal Fear, That Thing You Do, Twister, The Birdcage, The English Patient, James and the Giant Peach, The Rock, and now we're entering my top 10. Mission Impossible, Trainspotting, Bottle Rocket, Secrets and Lies, Independence Day, Jerry Maguire, Swingers, Scream, Bound, and number 1 is Fargo. I feel much better about that ranking.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of looking through to see where we disagreed the most.
Yeah.
And we didn't disagree by a whole lot, normally just by like 1 to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
The only ones that actually had any kind of like material disagreement were Lone Star and That Thing You Do.
Interesting.
That's kind of it.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to hit a lot of that when we get into next season too. Of course, a lot of these are still good movies. So like even the ones that are at like, 19, 20, that sort of range, you get into 24 and 25 and those are bad movies.
Yeah. Anything above 24 and 25 deserved to be watched and spoken of as a top of the year.
Yeah. And
Two didn't.
Yeah. That's just the trouble with like only talking about 25 movies and talking about the Snubs and Dubs for the Academy Award for Best Picture. They're going to be kind of close.
Yeah.
Or at least, somewhat outside. Well, I think you have done a little bit of compiling of some review scores and critical responses. What do you got for us, Jason, from the critics and audiences in terms of overall from this year?
Well, do you want to start off with kind of talking about our highest?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go through kind of the main hits that you and I had. So for the enjoyment category, you never went to 5.
Oh, wow.
You only loved up to a 4.5, which was reached by Fargo, Scream, Swingers, and Bound.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, because okay, some of those I'm even think that I would consider putting at a 5.
Yeah, but you didn't in time.
Yeah.
You're withholding, Kyle. Next season, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, it's true. I'm afraid of 5.
You're too afraid of 5.
Especially with enjoyment, because I don't want to just be like, I loved it so much that I can't love anything more. And I think a lot of people fall into that problem with movie reviews. They're either like me, where they're too afraid to give something too big of a rating, or every movie is 5-star or 1-star. And so I think honestly, if I were to boost one of those, it probably would be Fargo.
Yeah.
I think Fargo's worth a 5 in enjoyment, but the rest of those, yes, I think that's fair.
You know who did give Fargo a 5 in enjoyment? Me. Yep. Along with Scream and Bound, and I'm happy with that.
Nice.
I feel like they deserve 5. That's my top 3 for just straight up enjoyment. For craft, again, Kyle, no 5s.
Yeah.
No one impressed you enough. But Fargo and Bound did hit that 4.5, which is the Kyle perfect.
Yeah.
I gave Bound a 5.
Oh, yeah.
In everything. So that's going to be a recurring theme.
Right.
Oh, it's the perfect movie. For execution, again, only up to 4.5, but a number of movies hit your 4.5 threshold.
Okay.
Who do you think slipped in here? If you had to try and remember without looking, who do you think you gave your highest execution scores to?
Fargo.
Safe bet, correct?
Bound.
No.
Oh, wow.
You didn't Bound 4.5 it.
Shit. Swingers?
Yes.
Okay. Was there one more?
2 more.
Oh, shit.
But you may not get them.
Scream?
No.
Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
Okay. What was the other one?
Secrets and Lies.
Okay, yeah,
that one, I think that's fair. I also gave Secrets and Lies a 5 to match my highest, and it tied with Bound.
Nice.
The greatest movie of 1996. And then for the rewatchability, this one, Kyle, you finally gave out some 5s.
Yeah.
You let them into your heart.
Yep.
3 of them, in fact.
Wow.
Never mind, 4 of them, in fact.
Wow.
Fargo, Scream, Swingers, and Bound. And I think those are just your top movies.
Yeah, they are. For sure.
You did that one well. I also gave a 5 to Fargo, Scream, Swingers, and Bound.
Hell yeah.
So that one, we are on the same page there.
I think it's easier to say I will definitely rewatch this and I'm going to do it soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now here's the question for you. Did you rewatch any of those since?
I haven't since, but I've been so deep into trying to watch other 96
We've
movies.
been busy. So later in this episode, we'll go over like our top 5 movies between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
But now we can head into critical response if you're ready for a little critic.
Oh, I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay. The Rotten Tomatoes critics. This is who they loved the most. Sling Blade was number 1.
Fuck off.
I know. It received a 96.
Damn.
Secrets and Lies, number 2. That's fine.
Yeah.
95. And Lone Star. Hell yeah.
Wow.
94. So tight. I can't believe Sling Blade had the best. It really throws everything else that they've said into question.
Yeah.
The lowest rated from the Rotten Tomatoes critics was a dead tie between Twister and Happy Gilmore. I can't believe those two movies spent a lot of money, especially Twister.
Yeah. Nice. What was their score?
61.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Moving on to the Rotten Tomato audiences, they did not quite agree with the critics. Number 1 was Fargo with a 93.
Yeah.
It's interesting how it's lower. The highest is a 93 in audience, but critics 96. Next one was Trainspotting, also at a 93.
Mm-hmm.
And then also at a 93.
Wow.
3-way tie for first. Sling Blade.
Oh my God.
God damn it. Guys, we need to talk about 1996. We need to figure out what went wrong there because something did.
Yeah.
And then the lowest rated was Twister.
Oh, wow.
Happy Gilmore did better. It pulled ahead in the audience scores.
I could see that.
Yeah. IMDb time. Fargo stays king at 81. Tied with Trainspotting, also at 81, obviously. And then another tie. Secrets and Lies had 80. And Sling Blade had 80.
Wow.
Why?
Did we
Did we watch the right Sling Blade? No, everyone else must be wrong.
Yeah.
And last place in IMDb, spinning around in dead last is Twister. Again.
Oh, wow.
64 this time. Right. Metacritic, Secrets and Lies, 91, highest.
Yeah.
Shine, 90. And then English Patient, also 90. Whole
Wow.
new cast of characters over here.
So interesting.
Yeah, it's weird how much these vary.
Yeah.
Metacritic, I now respect a lot more because Sling Blade didn't make top 3. And I don't mind English Patient being up there. I think Shine's kind of crazy, but whatever. That's Metacritic for you. Last place, Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
There's a pattern developing between the two worst. For Letterboxd, I like this list from Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Fargo, top 4.2 out of 5, or I guess 84 if I just multiply by 2. Trainspotting, 82. Secrets and Lies, also 82.
Damn.
So that's your top 3 from Letterboxd, and I like it.
I like that too.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Last place, Twister. 62. Jeez, I can't believe I did that poorly.
I know.
Like,
weird.
it's not a great movie.
No.
But it made a lot of money.
It did.
Why did everyone keep seeing it? You hated it. You didn't like that, and you saw it like 6 times each. That's wild. All right, now it's time for our top 3 scores. Kyle, your highest was Bound at 19.
Yeah.
Your second highest was Fargo at 18.5.
Mm-hmm.
Inverse of your rankings.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Very interesting.
And then Scream and Swingers both tied at 14.5.
Yeah.
Which is quite a the jump.
Mhm.
18.5 for second, 14.5 for third.
Strange.
You just got a lot in that 14.5 to 14 range. And your least highest, aka your lowest, Marvin's Room at a 5.5 out of 20.
Oh, jeez.
For me, we are not going to see much disagreement here. Bound with the perfect 20 out of 20.
Yeah.
Fargo with a 19, Scream with a 17.5. That makes sense. Those were my 3 favorite.
Yeah.
So they're my 3 highest. Last place, I tied. Marvin's Room and Sling Blade, equally bad at 6. So I liked them more than you. By technicality, by 0.5, I liked them more.
Nice.
That'll bring us to our average. It's going to be the same list. Bound, 19.5. Fargo, 18.8. And Scream, 17.5. Lowest is going to be Marvin's Room.
Wow.
Thank God.
Cool.
How does that make you feel? That is all of the critics and the all of us ranking.
Yeah. I feel like we were on the same page a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it came to the top and the worst. But like the critics, it's surprising that it's all over the place.
It's weird how much they vary.
Yeah.
But they agree a lot on Sling Blade.
Yes.
And they also agree a lot on Twister and Happy Gilmore as the 2 dumpsters. If we did like last and second last, it would just be those 2 trading places occasionally.
Which is strange, you know, really makes you think.
It really makes you think that you don't have to spend a lot of money to make a bad movie. You can do that for pretty cheap if you wanted to. But they spent a lot of money to make a bad movie.
And it also shows that you should go and watch a movie and form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Because like if we just looked at the critics score of Screenplay, we would have been like, well, sure, that deserves Best
This
Picture.
must be
that
watchable.
was the most highly reviewed movie ever of this year. So why wouldn't it deserve it? But
does it make you think that maybe Ed should be the greatest because it was the worst reviewed? I'd watch Ed again before Screenplay.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to slap that monkey.
Do you want to move into Moneytown?
Oh, hit me with that money, baby.
Good shing. All right, top box office of all movies, although we did watch 4 of these of the top 5.
Yep.
Independence Day cleaned up 817 million. Big
bang.
buckaroos. Second place was Twister, a movie that apparently not many people liked, and it made the second most money that year.
Wow.
Vote with your wallet, people. But it came in at 496 million. So Independence
Wow.
Day was in the neighborhood of doubling second place. That movie printed money.
That's crazy.
People love seeing the White House get blown up by aliens.
Honestly, good.
Good, yeah.
That was a great movie.
It deserved it. It was a good movie. It deserved all the money that it won. Third place is Mission Impossible with a 458 million, so not far behind. Then we have a little bit of a dip again. Then down to The Rock at 336 million.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. That one seemed like such a middling movie of the year.
Yeah.
And it was number 4 at the box office.
Yeah, it seemed like it was trying harder to be a blockbuster than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you they pulled a lot of people for a first watch and might have struggled on that second watch audience. And then the 5th highest box office is Ransom. I don't know what movie that is.
I couldn't find that movie.
That's so funny.
I tried so hard to watch Ransom. I shit you not. I checked everywhere and I just couldn't find it. I found trailers for it. I looked on like YouTube, iTunes, fucking Cineplex store, any of the streaming services. It just like barely exists.
Damn.
But-
what are they holding that movie hostage? Because it's called Ransom, which is what...
That was a good joke.
Thank you.
That was great.
So the top 3 that we covered are still just the top 3. Independence Day, Twister, and Mission Impossible. The lowest grossing movie that we covered is going to be Your Bottle Rocket, a movie you really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I liked a middling amount because it was like the number 15 or something. It was
Yeah.
like right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But you loved Bottle Rocket.
I really liked Bottle Rocket. Yeah.
Would you say people should go watch that movie and then send money back in time to 1996 to help it out a little bit?
I don't think they need to send money back in time. If they pay for a Bottle Rocket now, it still goes to the people that made Bottle Rocket.
But in inflation.
Yeah.
So at $5 now in 1996 is $1 million. Well, most profitable movie time.
This is interesting. I was interested to see this one.
This will be your number 1, not a shocker.
Yeah.
Independence Day with grossing 742 million. That's got to be like in the all times.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Do you have the budget for that or?
75 million.
Wow. And it did that much.
It made $740 million.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Didn't know people could have that much money to spend. Number 2 grossing, the movie that no one loved apparently was Twister at 404. Again, people came for the spectacle and then left after the spectacle and then didn't think about the spectacle much. It's kind of like James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah.
Do you think about that movie often on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, every day.
Oh, God. Kyle. Are you that one guy in Edmonton who drives around with a fully decked out Avatar car? It's insane. Have you seen that?
I have seen
God,
that.
it's crazy. Yeah. Well, it made enough money to have like 1,000 of those. So I guess it makes sense. And then the number 3 most profitable, Mission Impossible. I'm glad because that spawned a dynamite franchise.
Yeah.
If that one failed, maybe we don't get to see Tom Cruise. Yeah, I learned the weirdest thing about Tom Cruise the other day.
Okay.
Do you know that his smile is not symmetrical and he's got one tooth in the middle of his mouth?
I did know that.
That's crazy.
It's funny. Yeah.
I did not know that. They cover it well.
Yeah. You can't like unsee it too.
Nope.
Once you look at a picture of him and you notice that that tooth is directly underneath his nose, it is. It's haunting.
So I will never watch another Tom Cruise movie. I'm glad I found out about that after we watched Mission Impossible, or I would have had to boycott that one. And the least profitable was Marvin's Room at negative $10 million.
I was waiting for this to be Bottle Rocket, but somehow Marvin's Room scraped out being less profitable.
Yeah, I don't know if it was by a whole lot. Oh, no, it was by a whole lot. Bottle Rocket lost $4.4 million. Marvin's Room lost $10 million.
Oh, no.
So there was a lofty margin in there. And only 4 movies actually lost money in this year that we watched. Breaking the Waves lost money. Not a whole lot, though, $3 million. James and the Giant Peach lost the second most at $9 million.
Wow.
So not even that much better than Marvin's Room. Marvin's Room was the big loser, and then Bottle Rocket also had a little bit of red going on.
Yeah. Interesting. I think I kind of identified that in James and the Giant Peach, but it might have just kind of in one ear and out the other, because that seems like a movie that should be profitable.
Oh, yeah. Or at least like pretty close to breaking even.
Yeah.
But I mean, was it an inflated budget or did it just not make much money?
I think it might have been because it was a long production.
Yeah. Oh, the budget was like $38 million at the time. That's like one of the larger budgets here for a 79-minute movie.
Yeah, I'm sure they made that money back though. Like
eventually,
in years past, like now that it was like on DVD, Blu-ray, now streaming, like I'm sure they chip away at that all the time.
I mean, if people just sent their money back in time, it was whatever. Who am I to judge? Apparently. All right, recap of runtimes, with the lowest being the best. As everyone knows, we're not watching movies to watch movies. We're watching them to finish them. The best, not in terms of money at all, is James and the Giant Peach.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, beautiful 79 minutes.
Money.
After that, also not money, Bottle Rocket with 91. The secret to making money apparently is make a longer movie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so. That's a little counterintuitive because it costs more money to make longer. But apparently, if you don't make a long enough movie, people won't watch it at all. And then the third best, the only way this will ever be the third best at anything, is Happy Gilmore at 92 minutes.
Yeah.
Dead last, not close. English Patient, 162 minutes. More than double James and the Giant Peach.
That's crazy.
But also made money and won awards. So
yeah.
Really, who's the big winner here? James and the Giant Peach. The runtime category is the one they look at the best. So I got a couple. I did a little statistical analysis on this.
Oh, yeah.
I broke out Excel and I used some functions.
You got the mad spready going?
Yeah, it was actually pretty simple. I used like average and standard deviation at the most. But the one I wanted to look at was the budget efficiency in quotations. This is who spent the least amount of money per percent review. Wow. So if someone gave it like a 90%, I'm saying that's 90 entertainment units.
Okay.
The number one most efficient budget, highest rating on lowest spending is Swingers.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's not a big budget. It's not reviewed that much, but it's highly reviewed.
Yeah. Awesome.
So it spent $2,515 per percent that critics gave it as a rating. Which,
nice.
I mean, doesn't sound a whole, like, that's a weird thing to think about. Number two was $35,000 per. So it actually did really well on the budget that it had. The number two movie that had the least amount of spending per people liking it was Trainspotting.
Cool.
At that $35,632. The third next best efficient budget was Lone Star at $36,474 per entertainment unit.
Cool.
Trademark. Fourth is Secret and Lies. Mm-hmm. And fifth, Inescapable. Always a disappointment. Sling Blade.
Interesting.
So I thought that's a kind of fun metric. Yeah. It kind of gets the people who lost money out of there.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance they're in the negs, but that's okay. So Swingers did really well.
Yeah. And listen here, movie producers. If you want to make your movie profitable and highly reviewed, you gotta
make Swingers again. Yeah, do Swingers too. The next one that I did, this is, if in math, my math, the best movie. Okay. These are the top movies.
Right.
And what I did on this one is a very brief standardized scoring of the budget, of the profit and the average review that came in. So it's kind of whoever made the most profit and whoever got the highest reviews, those get standardized onto an average distribution. And it's basically like you just add up scores depending on how well they did compared to their peers. The number one, best profit and best average rating, Independence Day.
Yeah.
Not a shocker. Pretty highly reviewed. Made so much money.
Yeah.
So that one's not a shocker. Number two, best movie, bona fide, correct, The English Patient.
Wow.
So there's some credence there. It was highly reviewed and made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, Fargo.
Okay.
Oh, we're dancing with that big conversation of who was the best this year right there. Number four was Secrets and Lies.
Nice.
And number 5 was Train Spotting. Tell me that's not the correct mathematically deduced list. That is pretty solid.
That's a good list. I like that list.
If people had watched Bound, it would be up there too, but no one ever did. So didn't make the cut.
Awesome.
But that will bring us to the end of a little math time.
Yeah. Thanks. Those were great. Those were fun. I'm glad I tasked you with that because I knew that I was not going to come up with anything fun.
I had some ideas. I was curious to see. That's kind of how I think about movies is entertainment units, profit, and standardized Z scores. So,
this is the reason that we went to school.
Yep.
Or that you specifically went to school.
I have accountant brain rot.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to move into the next section of this finale. Of course, even with talking about 25 movies, we're bound to miss some. Bound.
I see. Well, I like that. That was good.
So we're sorry if we missed your favorites. It's kind of inevitable. But here are 25 other movies that were notable from this year. This is in terms of like highly reviewed and also big box office. In alphabetical order, 101 Dalmatians, the live action one, Beautiful Girls, gross, The Cable Guy, Crash, Crucible, Daylight, Emma, Eraser, Escape from LA, Evita, Executive Decision, The First Wives Club, From Dusk Till Dawn, Hamlet, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mars Attacks, Matilda, Michael Collins, Muppets Treasure Island, The Nutty Professor, Ransom, Romeo and Juliet, Sleepers, Space Jam, and Star Trek First Contact.
Mm-hmm.
You've only seen 2 of these, right?
I lied. I was wrong. I've also watched that Hamlet.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
God damn,
I
dude.
was going through, and for some reason, like the 20th time that I saw Hamlet, I'm like, wait a minute. I think I remember seeing a Hamlet from that time. And then I looked it up, and I remembered that this Hamlet has like bleach blonde hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I have seen that movie. It was actually a pretty good Hamlet.
See, that one was actually on our original schedule, and we took it off and put Bound.
Oh, thank God. Honestly, there probably could have been another cut, but like, I'm glad Bound made it in there.
Yeah.
We've heard Hamlet. We read that in English class.
Yeah.
It's not changing. Bound has changed us, though.
Yeah, it has. And like Hamlet is 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Like it's the full play, basically. Just filmed into like kind of a theatrical experience.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was highly reviewed. I think it had some awards at the Academy Awards.
Yep.
But then like beyond 1 or 2, like it didn't seem that big of a hit. And so I just figured it wasn't worth putting 4 hours of our time.
Oh, no.
8 hours if you count the fact that we're probably going to have to cover it for the plot. Or we could just say, it's Hamlet.
It's Hamlet.
What the fuck else do you want us to say?
I'll even add, it was a pretty good Hamlet.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure it was.
That's still, it's Hamlet. The best Hamlet, it's only Hamlet.
But you've also seen Space Jam and The Crucible?
Yes, saw both of those. If I had to make one retroactive substitution, I would take Happy Gilmore, throw it off a cliff, and slap Space Jam in there.
Yeah.
But I think from the lineup, that's probably the only thing that I'd change.
Yeah. I think that like I would have maybe slot in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is still like a fun Disney movie. But other than that, like Matilda was fun too. I've seen a bunch of these. I saw Beautiful Girls, Cable Guy, Crash, Crucible, Emma, From Dusk Till Dawn. That was kind of fun. Hunchback, Mars Attacks, Matilda, Michael Collins, Muppets Treasure Island, Nutty Professor, Romeo and Juliet, Space Jam, and Sleepers was one that I watched this week.
Ooh, How was Sleepers?
It was good. Yeah, it was fine. I think it was almost there.
Yeah.
It had this feel of like a Martin Scorsese movie, but it was just outside of being as good as it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't like bring myself fully to like get into it on that level because it felt kind of like Goodfellas. Like it had like the voiceover and it was about crime and it took place over like a couple different decades with following these boys and it's in New York and
there we go.
And so
they're walking here.
But yeah, it was like definitely an interesting movie, but I don't think worth putting on the list. Yeah, I think the rest of them are just interesting on their own. None of them I would really like say you need to watch though. Maybe like Matilda's fun. That's it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing that was like, oh, what a shame we didn't go over this movie.
Beautiful Girls, I wish I hadn't watched because it was gross. It was just a disgusting movie.
I hope you're happy knowing that you're on many government lists now for having watched Beautiful Girls.
Yeah, I feel like I am.
And I'll be staying off that list.
From Dusk Till Dawn, it's actually fun too. Quentin Tarantino wrote it and stars in it, but he didn't direct it. It was Robert Rodriguez, who's like been doing a lot of directing on like the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Him and Quentin Tarantino, I guess, are friends.
Oh, good for them.
And it's a very interesting movie that takes a huge turn in the middle that I did not expect. And I think you should go in completely blind before watching it because it's fun.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that to heart.
Yeah, but other than that, like that's a whole other season of movies there, and we are not going to do
1996 Part 2.
Yeah.
The ones that weren't good enough for the first cut.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be fun?
No.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to now talk about the Academy Awards. So the Oscars of the 69th Academy Awards took place on March 24th, 1997 at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, California. It was produced by Gil Cates and directed by Louis J. Horvitz. Billy Crystal hosted the show for the 5th time. The American telecast on ABC of the 3.5-hour ceremony drew in an average of 40 million people over its length, which was a 9% decrease from the previous year's ceremony. It was the least watched ceremony in a decade and the lowest rated telecast since the 58th Academy Awards Gala held in 1986.
Huge hit.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Wow, what was wrong with it? What went poorly?
I don't know. Maybe there just wasn't that big of movies in the awards ceremony.
I guess they're like, well, if you're not going to put Independence Day in any meaningful positions here, we're gone. We're bouncing. We're watching Independence Day again.
Some of the musical performers included Madonna, Celine Dion, and of course David Helfgott himself, who has a movie about him nominated for Best Picture.
I mean, Madonna and Celine Dion, pretty big pulls.
Mm-hmm. Well, I realized that Madonna was in a movie called Evita with Antonio Banderas, and it was a musical.
I guess that makes sense.
So, yeah. Some notable facts to come out of this year's award ceremony. Saul Zaentz became the third person to produce 3 Best Picture winners, having previously produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Amadeus. He also became the 7th individual to receive an Oscar and the Irving J. Thalberg Memorial Award in the same year.
Damn.
Saul knows how to produce them.
Yeah, he knows.
He also knew when to leave Milos Forman and go to somewhere else because those two are both Milos Forman films, and The People vs. Larry Flint, which is also a Milos Forman film, was not nominated for Best Picture this year. So,
yeah,
smart producer, I think.
Yeah, that man knew when to grow wings and fly away.
Kind of spoilers here for 2 winners, but I think we've already discussed this already. Yeah. Best Actress winner Frances McDormand was the first person to win a role in a film directed by their spouse.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because she's married to one of the Coen brothers. I can't remember which one.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good for them.
To this day.
Wow.
Best Original Musical or Comedy Score winner Rachel Portman became the first female winner for composing a musical score.
Good for you, Rachel.
Yeah. 3 weeks earlier, on March 1st, in a ceremony held at the Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills, California, the Academy Awards for Technical Achievement were presented by host Helen Hunt. This also served as the launch event for DVD, with its U.S. launch being the same day as the ceremony.
And really, DVD has stood the test of time. It's the only way that we watch media now. Yeah. So good for them.
It's funny. I actually found a really interesting article from 97. I printed out. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there were some fun bits. Apparently, the players were like $500 to $1,000 then.
Wow.
For a DVD player. Some of the big first releases were Batman, Blade Runner, The Director's Cut, The Birdcage, The Exorcist, JFK, and some other titles. Apparently, some of these studios were showing hesitancy to make the jump to DVD. Tom Adams, the president of Adams Media Research, said it was digiphobia and people fear of digital near master quality copies of their films hitting the streets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They were too good?
Yeah, apparently it was too high quality, and there was a big concern about scammers and bootlegs.
That's funny.
Yeah. Adams also said later that he thinks that a better encryption system will bring the rest of the players into the game. He quotes, "Over a 10 to 20 year perspective, some kind of packaged digital media will prevail, whether it's called DVD or something else." So this guy knew.
He called that shot.
Yeah. I think he was wrong about it being packaged because now we have streaming and everything, but we also have, I mean, I literally am sitting next to a giant...
Thousands?
Almost 1,000.
If someone called the shot for streaming in 1996, though, they should be arrested and interrogated for what they know.
All right. Well, we are going to get into the actual awards and their winners. I'm going to try and kind of go through as quickly as possible because we're going to circle back and talk about some of the bigger awards. Mm-hmm. So we're starting off with Best Visual Effects. This award was presented by Jim Carrey. The nominees were Dragonheart, Independence Day, and Twister. Independence Day was the winner. I think that's fair. Mm-hmm. Best Film Editing was presented by Nicole Kidman. The nominees were The English Patient, Evita, Fargo, Jerry Maguire, and Shine. The English Patient took Best Film Editing. Best Costume Design nominees were The English Patient, Angels and Insects, Emma, Hamlet, and The Portrait of a Lady. The English Patient took Best Costume Design. Best Makeup was presented by Courtney Love. The nominees were The Ghosts of Mississippi, The Nutty Professor, and Star Trek First Contact. The winner was The Nutty Professor, which I actually think was deserved, having seen The Nutty Professor, because they put they put Eddie Murphy in so many different outfits, because he is one of those where he plays like so many different versions of his own family.
They made Eddie Murphy look like Jim Carrey. That's how good it was.
Best Art Direction nominees were The Birdcage, The English Patient, Evita, Hamlet, and Romeo and Juliet. The English Patient took that one home. I think we're seeing a pattern here.
Yeah, it seems to be, I see a lot of bold The English Patient coming up.
Best Cinematography. This was presented by Tim Robbins, star of Shawshank Redemption. The nominees were The English Patient, Evita, Fargo, Fly Away Home, and Michael Collins. The English Patient took that award. Best Sound. The nominees were English Patient, Evita, Independence Day, The Rock, and Twister. The English Patient took Best Sound.
Whoa, it's going on a run. Someone contained this movie.
Best Sound Effects Editing, which was apparently presented by Beavis and Butthead.
What?
I guess so. I don't know. The nominees were Daylight, Eraser, and The Ghost and the Darkness. The Ghost and the Darkness won Best Sound Effects Editing.
And The English Patient won.
All right. Best Original Song. We have You Must Love Me from Evita, I Finally Found Someone from The Mirror Has Two Faces, For the First Time from One Fine Day, That Thing You Do from That Thing You Do, and Because You Loved Me from Up Close and Personal. The winner was You Must Love Me from Evita. I think that was a Madonna song.
Oh, that would do it.
Yeah. Best Original Musical or Comedy Score. This was back when they were splitting the score up into two categories. The nominees were Emma, First Wives Club, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, James and the Giant Peach, and The Preacher's Wife. The winner of Best Original Musical or Comedy Score was Emma. Best Original Dramatic Score. Nominees were The English Patient, Hamlet, Michael Collins, Shine, and Sleepers. The winner was The English Patient. Best Animated Short Film. We don't have Best Animated Film yet, but we do have Best Animated Short Film. Nominees were Canhead, La Sala, Quest, and Watt's Pig. The winner was Quest. Best Live Action Short Film. Nominees were Dear Diary, The Trip of Corazon, Espostados, Sins of Parole. A lot of foreign live action films here, but Dear Diary won, probably because a lot of the old white men of the Academy was the only one they could read.
Wait a minute. I only recognize one of these words. It's diary. It wins.
We have Best Documentary Short Subject. Nominees were Breathing Lessons, The Life and Work of Mark O'Brien, Cosmic Voyage, an essay on Matisse, Special Effects, Anything Can Happen, and The Wild Bunch, an album in montage. The winner was Breathing Lessons.
Anything but one thing can happen since it lost.
Best Documentary Feature. The nominees were The Lion King, an Al Hirschfeld story, Mandela, Susan Farrell, Elusive Muse, Tell the Truth and Run, George Sells and the American Press, and When We Were Kings. The winner is When We Were Kings. Best Foreign Language Film. The nominees are A Chef in Love from Georgia, The Other Side of Sunday from Norway, Kolya from Czech Republic, Prisoners of the Mountains from Russia, and Ridicule from France. The winner was Kolya from the Czech Republic.
Real quick, I want to back up one tight thing on the Best Documentary Feature.
Yeah.
Thank God they added the Al Hirschfeld story, because I would not watch a movie simply called The Lion King. Wow, I don't care how informative that is. They're lines.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Back to you.
Sure. Now we're getting to the juicy ones. Best screenplay based on material previously produced or published is now known as Best Adapted Screenplay, thankfully. The nominees were The Crucible from Arthur Miller, based on his play, The English Patient, which was written by Anthony Minghella, the director, based on the novel from Michael Ondaatje, Hamlet, Kenneth Branagh wrote based off of the play by William Shakespeare, Sling Blade, Billy Bob Thornton, based on his short film, some folks call it a sling blade, and Trainspotting, written by John Hodge, based on the novel by Irving Welsh. The winner was Sling Blade.
We'll get to that.
Both these screenplay awards were presented by Jodie Foster. The best screenplay written directly for the screen nominees were Fargo, Joel and Ethan Coen, Jerry Maguire, written by Cameron Crowe, Lone Star, written by John Sayles, Secrets and Lies, written by Mike Lee, and Shine, written by Jan Sardi and Scott Hicks. The winner was Fargo. Best Supporting Actress was presented by the creep himself, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, God.
The nominees were Joan Allen for The Crucible as Elizabeth Proctor, Lauren Bacall, The Mirror Has Two Faces as Hannah Morgan, Juliette Binoche, The English Patient as Hannah, Barbara Hershey, The Portrait of a Lady as Madame Serena Merle?
Merle?
Merle.
I don't know.
Sure. And Marianne Jean Baptiste for Secrets and Lies as Hortense Cumberbatch. The winner was Juliette Binoche for The English Patient. Best Supporting Actor was presented by Mira Sorvino. The nominees were Cuba Gooding Jr. for Jerry Maguire as Rod Tidwell, William H. Macy for Fargo as Jerry Lundegaard, Arim Mueller-Stahl for Shine as Peter Helfgott, Edward Norton for Primal Fear as Aaron Stampler, James Woods for Ghost of Mississippi as Byron D. LeBeckwith. Winner was Cuba Gooding Jr. for Jerry Maguire. Best Actress. This was presented by last year's award winner Nicolas Cage. Nominees were Brenda Blethyn for Secrets and Lies as Cynthia Rose Purley, Diane Keaton, I couldn't even say that without laughing, for Marvin's Room as Bessie, Frances McDormand for Fargo as Marge Gunderson, Kristen Scott Thomas for The English Patient as Catherine Clifton, and Emily Watson for Breaking the Waves as Bess McNeil. The winner was, of course, Frances McDormand for Fargo. Best Leading Actor. This was presented by Susan Sarandon. The nominees were Tom Cruise for Jerry Maguire as Jerry Maguire, Ralph Fiennes for The English Patient as Laszlo Almasi, Woody Harrelson for The People vs. Larry Flint as Larry Flint, Jeffrey Rush for Shine as David Helfgott, and Billy Bob Thornton for Sling Blade as Carl Childers. The winner was Jeffrey Rush for Shine. Best Directing was presented by Mel Gibson. This is another interesting character. The nominees were Joel Coen for Fargo, Milos Forman for The People vs. Larry Flint, Mike Lee for Secrets and Lies, Scott Hicks for Shine, and Anthony Minghella for The English Patient. The winner was Anthony Minghella for The English Patient. And finally, Best Picture was presented by Al Pacino. However, when these movies were being individually presented throughout the ceremony, they were presented by Steve Carell for Jerry Maguire, Holly Hunter for Fargo, Glenn Close for Shine, and Sigourney Weaver for The English Patient, and Andy McDowell for Secrets and Lies. Of course, the nominees were The English Patient, Fargo, Jerry Maguire, Secrets and Lies, and Shine. And we all know now, The English Patient took that one.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a lot of awards. That's a lot of nominations. Slightly fewer winners by about 1/5.
All right. So how do you feel about some of these? Any of these stand out to you the most?
Well, adapted screenplay, which we will be calling it I'm going to be calling it adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
That one to me, big old swing and a miss. There were some issues that I have with the best adapted screenplay category.
All right. Well, how about we just kind of go in this order from kind of like the back to the front? We're going to start off by talking about best original score. Our friend Eric Woods from Cinematic Sound Radio Podcast actually has a really good 2-part podcast series on the scores of 1996. He joined us for the Twister episode and he raved about that score. I'll include the episodes in the show notes. However, he did give top prize to Independence Day, which wasn't nominated, but I kind of agree.
Yeah, it's sick. Also, that was a good score in Twister and Independence Day, obviously, but also I think Twister could have gotten some love for that.
Yeah. But like The English Patient cleared up. It won a Grammy for that score.
I wasn't blown away by it. I don't hate a nomination.
Yeah.
But I don't no, I wasn't jumping out of my seat for the score of it.
No. Eric also mentioned The Rock, The Phantom, Twister, 101 Dalmatians, Lawnmower Man 2, The Spitfire Girl, and Michael Collins. Michael Collins had a good score too. Sleepers was nominated and has a score by John Williams. I think that was an okay score too. By John Williams standards, it was pretty safe.
Yeah.
But I do think that maybe Independence Day at least deserved to be nominated, and maybe even Twister too. I do think that Independence Day takes that one for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think that long and hard on score, other than the fact that I do really enjoy the Twister one. Maybe if I listened to Independence Day again and thought critically, I enjoyed it. I don't know. I have nothing. I'm not going to pick my fights here.
Yeah.
Other than get Twister Independence Day nominated. But the winner, man, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's fine. We'll move on because there's some juicier ones we're going to talk about here. Best Original Screenplay. I have some changes.
Oh, I got some changes too.
Okay.
You go. Do you want to go first or want me to go
I'll
first?
go first.
All right.
So, of course, the nominees were Fargo, Jerry Maguire, Lone Star, Secrets and Lies, and Shine. I've kept 2 of them. I have my new nominees are Bound, Fargo, Secrets and Lies, Scream, and Swingers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really changed it up there.
I really did. My winner, though, is Fargo still.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really anything better.
Mhm.
I mean, like, Bound is really tight narratively and like a really good screenplay. But Fargo is still just like so snappy.
Yeah. Fargo is really tight. When I said that I had some notes, I have a note.
Okay.
I was not as revolutionary with my original screenplay. I would take out Shine.
Yeah.
See you later. Put in Bound.
For sure.
And then either Fargo or Bound could win.
Yeah.
I would be happy with either.
Mhm.
Personal preference, maybe a little bit towards Bound, but like Fargo can win. That's fine. I would keep Lone Star in there. I'd keep Secrets and Lies in there. I'd keep Jerry Maguire in there.
Yeah,
I would
that's fair.
take the Shine off though. Dim the lights. Putting Bound in.
Yeah, I think just like original screenplay is just an area where you can have more fun.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't have to be the best picture to like also be nominated for best screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that these 5 that I've kind of put in there all have like really fun and interesting screenplays. Whereas, well, the ones I took out are still kind of strong screenplays. I just liked these ones more.
Yeah. I came close to wanting Scream in there.
Mhm.
I didn't quite pull the trigger though, because I didn't want to take out anything to put it in.
That's fine. Yeah. Adapted screenplay. Do you have any changes?
We have some issues going on with the original best adapted screenplay. All of it being Sling Blade. Really, a lot of it was just Sling Blade. The fact that it was nominated was a mistake.
Yeah.
The fact that it won was regrettable for everyone, and an apology should be issued. What I would do to correct this is take out Sling Blade. The Crucible, I don't know if I'd leave in there.
Right.
I don't really love it, but whatever. Hamlet's fine. That can stay. I have a question for you. Would Mission Impossible apply to this? Because it's based on...
It would.
Then it's going in.
Okay.
That's for sure. And then otherwise, maybe James and the Giant Peach. But I don't know if they would have animated yet, if that would apply.
Yeah. I mean, it's your list.
It's my
list. You
list.
can change it.
I'm tossing James and the Giant Peach in there.
Nice.
And then either Trainspotting or English Patient can win.
Yeah. I've kind of felt the same way. I didn't really think to take anything out, but I do also not like Sling Blade in there.
Yep.
And I didn't even think about Mission Impossible. I didn't give much thought of it because I totally forgot which were adapted screenplays or which weren't. But yeah, if because I'm not giving this to Sling Blade. No way.
No.
So I would even take that out and put Mission Impossible in there, but I'm going to give it to Trainspotting instead.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think both English Patient and Trainspotting, to me, could be winners, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think Trainspotting would be a good winner.
Yeah, I think so too. Supporting actress.
No comment. This one's
No?
fine. I haven't seen all the movies. I have no problem with it, though. Like, I'm not going to make any changes.
Yeah, I don't either. There's 2 that we haven't seen. The Crucible is probably too far for you to remember. I don't even remember this woman in The Crucible.
Oh, but you actually watched that recently.
I did watch The
That's
Crucible
a lot worse
recently.
than me not remembering her.
Yeah. And it's weird that Winona Ryder, I guess she's kind of a lead, but she also feels like supporting because she's not even in it that much. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there was probably a line that had to be drawn there and they probably had to put her in lead and that pushed her out. I was thinking about giving it to Marianne Jean-Baptiste because she's also really good,
Mhm.
but I think I'm going to keep it the same. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep it Juliette Binoche.
I came close, but I don't mind Juliette Binoche winning, so I'm not gonna say anything. If it went to Marianne Jean-Baptiste, I'm not gonna complain either.
No.
But between the two, I'm probably just gonna pick Juliette.
Yeah.
Sounds fine.
Supporting actor. This one I have changes
This
for.
one, I think we have probably the same change.
Yeah.
Of at least one of these, probably the same.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming that you, like me, wanted Joe Pantoliano in there. Get that man in there.
That was the change I made. I threw Joe Pantoliano
bastards.
in there.
Who did you remove for that?
I removed James Woods because I hadn't seen Ghosts of Mississippi.
Yeah. If I had to take out one person who I had watched do things, I'd probably take out Armin Mueller-Stahl for Peter Helfgott.
Yeah.
He was good, but I wasn't like so blown away by his character where I really enjoyed a lot of other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't hate Cuba Gooding Jr. winning.
No, I don't either.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe Pantoliano probably could have won that, and I would prefer it if he did.
Me too.
I'd also be fine with William H. Macy winning that.
Yep.
But I think Cuba Gooding Jr. still a deserved win. I'm not going to take that from him.
See, like, if I could make one big change, I would actually move William H. Macy to lead because he's almost a lead, right?
He's very close.
Like, because Marge doesn't even come in until like half an hour into the movie, and then she kind of takes over.
But then it's the Marge show.
Yeah, for the most part, it is Jerry Lundegaard's movie.
Yeah.
And so if I could, I would move William H. Macy to Best Actor and, you know, maybe move someone out there, but I'm not sure who. But definitely.
That's a good, I didn't even think about that move. That is a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely slotting in Joe Pantoliano, and I even gave it to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was so good. Criminal.
I know.
Not in here.
Like, it's actually... This is the one that made me mad when I was looking at it, and I was like thinking back. That was the first thought I had was Bound. I was like, Joe Pantoliano fucking destroyed in that movie.
Ate it up.
Oh my God. He ate up every scene for sure. So yeah, I think unanimously, sorry, Cuba Gooding Jr., you did really good, and you got the real award. But on the Snubs and Dubs retrospective view, we're giving it Joe Pantoliano.
I will say, the one thing that made me the most fine with Cuba Gooding Jr. keeping it was not in his control, but Rod Tidwell. Such a good name. Anyways, that's not important.
Yeah. All right. Best Actress.
This is where I also had my most confident I would change the winner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, hit me.
Brenda Blevin. That's my winner.
Really?
Easy. Not a contest. She blew me away.
Okay.
Frances McDormand was good. I enjoyed her, but Brenda killed me.
Yeah.
I know you love your Frances McDormand.
I do love my McDormand.
You love your McDormand. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a crime. What is a crime is removing Best Leading Actress from Brenda Blevin, who I think ran away with it.
She actually was really close, I think. I think that if Fargo wasn't in this year, she probably would have run away with it because she had no competition from Kristen Scott Thomas.
No.
Absolutely no way. Emily Watson was also good in Breaking the Waves. I actually took someone out. I took out Diane Keaton for Marvin's Room. And I put in Jennifer Tilly for Bound as Violet.
Oh,
I couldn't decide which of the Bound babes I wanted to put in. But I decided on Jennifer Tilly because I think she does a little bit more.
I think the only reason why I didn't put either of them in was because I would feel bad unless I put both of them in.
That's fair.
And I didn't know if they would both even apply to this category, really. I don't know if you can have two female leads in one movie and the Academy would recognize that as two possible candidates.
Yeah. But
that is a good move. Either of them, both of them should be in there.
Definitely. I didn't give her the win. I still kept it at McDormand, but I think she did better than Diane Keaton did in Marvin's Room.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If anything, it's kind of funny that she's in there as a nominee for leading actress.
Best Actor.
This one, I'm removing this from Jeffrey Rush. I don't even really care if he's in there.
Yeah.
I don't even think he was the best David Helfgott in that movie because there was three of them. So he's gone. You can't be not the strongest in your own character.
True.
I'm also taking Billy Bob out of there on principle. Which leaves a gaping hole that I guess put Ewan McGregor in.
Oh, nice.
I don't hate him going in there. Billy Bob, I'm just not filling that hole.
Just keeping it at 4.
I'm keeping it at 4 because of that glaring issue. And I think my winner would either be Ralph Fiennes or Woody Harrelson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably Ralph. but I wouldn't hate Woody taking it. I really enjoyed him.
He did actually a pretty good job in there. And like, I always think back to that scene Courtney Love's in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And he's like crawling up to her and just weeping.
Yeah.
And like, he did a really good job in that role for sure. Definitely deserved the nomination. I had a lot of trouble with this. I didn't actually end up changing anything, but I also don't really feel that confidently about Jeffrey Rush or, Billy Bob Thornton being in there. I was considering Tom Cruise, but then he just kind of has big moments. And so I'm not sure.
Isn't he already in there?
No, sorry, I meant for winning.
Oh, I was considering. What do you mean? You're going to put him in for Mission Impossible as well? Can you do that?
Yes, I think you can.
Wow.
You can nominate people twice for different movies.
Crazy.
Yeah. Because it's happened with score. Even like last year, both Soul and Mank were scored by the same team of people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they were both nominated twice. So yeah, I don't actually know if I'm going to change just because I can't decide. I don't really like... I just can't pick. So yeah. I'm avoiding this one.
I would love if that was the actual Oscars announcement. Yeah. Like they open up the envelope. It's like, no, we couldn't decide.
We couldn't decide. Sorry, guys.
We're only going to have 5 nominees this year.
We'll give you all 5 little Oscars and you can take them home.
Y'all get 5 Oscars.
Okay. There's only one left unless you wanted to talk about Best Director.
No, I got no thoughts. That one's fine.
I don't really. That one's fine. I think that Anthony Minghella did a great job directing The English Patient. I think that's fine.
Yep. Nope. No problems.
Okay. Here we are. We've arrived at our amendments for Best Picture.
This is the big moment. We've spent 25 weeks carefully scouring the movies to see if this is done correctly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Massive failure.
Okay. So I picked 5 and I picked 10.
Mm-hmm.
Did you also pick 5 and 10?
Well, I mean, I picked 10, but the top 5 would just be the same.
Okay.
So yes.
Cool. Let's start with our top 10.
Mm-hmm.
My 10 nominees for Best Picture are Bound, Bottle Rocket, The English Patient, Fargo, Independence Day, Jerry Maguire, Scream, Secrets and Lies, Swingers, and Trainspotting. What are your 10?
Mine are quite similar, but a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Bound, Fargo, Secrets and Lies, Jerry Maguire, Mission Impossible, Lone Star, The English Patient, Independence Day, Scream, and Trainspotting.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty interesting list.
Thank you. Yours too.
Top 5?
Top 5?
Okay.
My top 5 are Bound, Fargo, Secrets and Lies, Jerry Maguire, and Lone Star.
I had a feeling that Lone Star was going to sneak in there for you.
Yeah, it did.
My top 5 are Bound, The English Patient, Fargo, Jerry Maguire, and Secrets and Lies. So I only swapped out one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you have that I didn't? What was it? Swingers?
Sorry, Swingers was in my top 10.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I have Jerry Maguire, Secrets and Lies, Fargo, The English Patient.
Right.
And
You
Bound.
actually have the winner in their top 5. I don't.
And there's a reason for that. Because while I think it was probably one of the most middle of the road movies that we talked about this season, I think there's so much there that would be nominated and would win, like costume, like score, like, all of this other stuff that it did actually win for, that there's no way you can avoid nominating it for Best Picture.
Well, I did by not doing that.
Okay.
But no, I think that's fair. And I was kind of close. Like I did have a thought of like in every reality, every parallel universe, The English Patient is going to be a nominee, but whatever. This is my favorite top 5 movies that I think are going to deserve it. So I won't put it in there.
Right.
But it was like right at the heels.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong for doing that.
No. And like, that was kind of like a moral dilemma almost. I was like, do I put it out and then put something else in, but then what do I put in? And do I think what I put in deserves that same sort of acclaim? And what I would have probably put in would have been Swingers. And I don't know if Swingers carries that same kind of sweep that The English Patient will.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of where I landed. Because like Swingers, the only nomination that I actually ended up giving it in my amendments was Best Original Screenplay, but that didn't even win.
Yeah.
So I kept The English Patient in there. However,
Do you want to do winner first? Or want me to do my winner first?
I can do my winner.
All right.
Or do you want to do your winner?
I don't care.
You're more eager? Okay.
I mean, you got your winner too.
I got my winner.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna cheat.
We'll just fucking around.
No, okay, never mind. We can't.
Okay. All right, I'll do my winner.
Okay. Mine was Bound.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that yours is Bound. And what's mine?
Yours is Fargo.
It's Fargo.
Yeah. I was quickly checking to see if maybe we both had Bound so we could do it at the same time.
Yeah.
But that would not have worked. Fargo.
Yeah. Fargo.
But it was close.
Yeah.
Fargo, in the real world, where even without recalculating the top 5, it was probably super close between that and English Patient.
Yeah, and I find it kind of fitting that both of our rankings ended up number 1 being the one that we picked as Best Picture for this year.
Yeah, it's fitting.
Yeah.
And there were 2 that were really close together. I almost put it below Fargo and then eventually put it at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just barely slotted it below.
Yeah, very close.
Or no, on top of
on top, yeah. Yeah, and I think it's deserving. I actually think it could have even won cinematography.
Yeah.
I think Roger Deakins did so good there. Obviously, the English Patient won, and that cinematography was good too. But I think that what Roger Deakins did it really worked for the movie.
Yeah.
Great performances, obviously Oscar-nominated performances across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Great writing. That was my pick for original screenplay as well, and the Academy's pick. And I just think that it's a shame that it didn't win.
Yeah, honestly, I would have been happier having watched Fargo be the ultimate winner than The English Patient by quite a margin.
Mm-hmm. And The English Patient would have been the first nominee that we would have covered.
Yeah.
And not Fargo, because we did in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so there you go, folks. Neither of us think that The English Patient deserved to win Best Picture at the 69th Academy Awards.
It was kind of an Oscar baity movie.
Yeah.
When you're watching it, you know that they wanted that Oscar and they were really fishing for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering what everyone else thinks. If you listen to this episode and you've gotten this far, if you wanted to actually hear what we thought about it, we want to hear what you think about it too. Mm-hmm. What did you think was the deserving Best Picture winner for the 69th Academy Awards? Did you think that it was Fargo? Did you think that it was Bound? Have you even seen Bound? If you haven't seen Bound, what the fuck are you doing?
Go watch Bound. Turn this off right now. There's still more, but turn it off right now and go watch Bound.
Yeah. Okay, well, we did it. We're here. Wow. Now what? Well, we have some fun awards that we kind of crafted. We're starting off most shit in a bath. Mm-hmm. The nominees are Marvin Zerman for Sling Blade and Shine. Mm-hmm. The winner is Shine for actually having shit in a bath and not just being a movie equivalent of one.
No, I give it to the other two. It's a tie.
The next award is for the movie titles with the least to do with the actual movie. The nominees are Bottle Rocket, Breaking the Waves, Primal Fear, Shine, and Trainspotting. I'd had a hard time picking this one. Mm-hmm. I gave it to Bottle Rocket.
Now, I would disagree here.
Okay.
It's close. Bottle Rocket has nothing to do with that movie, but neither does Primal Fear. And if Primal Fear means less to me than Bottle Rocket, at least that elicits some imagery. Primal Fear just sounds like some gamer tag that you come across in COD who's not even very good at it. But no, it's a crime movie.
Yeah. See, I thought that too. But then I was like, no, it's based on a book called Primal Fear. And so the movie has to do with the book that it's based on. But it also doesn't have anything to do with it.
I still think it's a silly name.
Our next award is for the most money movie. The nominees are Bound for Where Is It, Fuckface? Where's what? The money. For Bottle Rocket, you don't give a $500 tip to the housekeeper. For Jerry Maguire, of course, show me the money. For Swingers, for Baby, you're so money you don't even know it. And for Twister, for He's in it for the money, not the science.
That's like a dishonorable mention. That's the Razzie version of this.
I gave it to Swingers.
Oh, I am going to also award this to Swingers.
Yeah.
If nothing else, for the sheer money count. The times the word money was said, astronomical.
Yeah. I saw a YouTube recommended video that was Swingers, but every time they say money.
And it only lops off like 20 minutes of runtime.
Yeah.
I do love that Independence Day literally made $740 million and it's not the most money movie. Not even close.
All right, you got some?
All right. This is for the best twist of any movie. The nominees are Scream, Secrets and Lies, Twister, A Time to Kill, and Lone Star. I'm giving my winner to Twister for the only movie to have an F5 tornado in it. Not even close. No one else even had like a light wind.
Yep.
What movie had the best twist for you?
Considering Lone Star because of incest, but then Twister is the most twisty movie, so I'll give it to Twister as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least some of them had Secrets and Lies, not much of a twist. You kind of know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So that one's whatever. All right. This one is the most unnecessary romantic plot or couple to be featured in a movie. The nominees are Happy Gilmore, Sling Blade, That Thing You Do, Mission Impossible, and The Rock.
Okay.
Mission Impossible, I don't know why the woman whose character I forget is trying to seduce.
Oh, right. Well, she's doing it intentionally to kind of manipulate Ethan.
Yeah, but why? It doesn't really work.
True, yeah.
The Rock, did it ever matter that Nicolas Cage is about to be a father?
No,
it didn't. It kind of added drama for 2 minutes. Sling Blade, they have that one scene between Billy Bob Thornton and that one woman.
Oh, right. I even forgot about that.
Never referenced again. Happy Gilmore is Happy Gilmore,
Yeah.
and the reporter lady didn't really do a whole lot.
No.
However, I'm giving it to That Thing You Do for wasting Charlize Theron. Why would she?
Oh, yeah.
You brought her out there for this?
Yeah.
So that's my winner.
I like that win. These are all worthy.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think my close second or third is probably Sling Blade and Happy Gilmore, because Sling Blade, my God, that was just like thrown in there for
I've never
fluff.
seen more of a throwaway outtake than that.
But yeah, I looked at this nominee and I was like, That Thing You Do. And it's because I also forgot about Charlize Theron. What a waste.
Yeah, a lot of these are so not memorable that I was trying to go through the list because I had this idea from That Thing You Do and Sling Blade and Happy Gilmore. And I'm like, what were two other romances that weren't there? And then I read through the whole list. I'm like, oh, there's not really any more. Wait a minute. Two of these had them.
Oh, but that's the end of our kind of fun awards. I enjoyed those. That was kind of fun to make up some fun awards, but also hard. It was hard to make up some awards.
I was trying to find something that is common between at least 5 movies.
Yeah.
But also like meaningful in a way that can be quantified and not just like, who had the most trees?
When I came across that money, when I thought about money, and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of movies that have money.
Yeah.
I
was thinking, did you just Control F the scripts for money and see like which is an iconic usage of money?
Cool. Well, you know what? That was season 1.
Wow.
And season 1 was pretty fun.
Season fun.
And it's come a long way. I think we've gotten a lot better at this throughout the season. So if you only managed to listen to episode 1 and then didn't listen to anything else, you probably aren't listening to this. But I think we've come a long way.
I think we have improved.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten better at the plot synopses.
Oh, yeah.
My Lone Star, Kyle did a lot of editing, but that was probably 5 hours long. I really got into the weeds on Lone Star.
And I was like, this is for sure going to be the longest one, for sure. But I cut out like 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of it, because like there was some plot stuff, like you juiced that plot, like every bit of it was in there.
Every detail I wanted in there.
Yeah.
Probably because it's such an incredible movie.
Yeah. And it's still not our longest episode.
Yeah. Wow.
It was People versus Larry Flint, which was one of our earliest too.
Although I think that was one where the plot synopsis, you can't cut literally anything out because something happens every 12 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we're going to put a bow on season 1 and put an end to the 69th Academy Awards for Best Picture. But we can now look ahead at what's next as we enter season 2.
We're doing another one.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture. American Sniper, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, Whiplash,
That's right. Next season, we are going to be talking about the 87th Academy Award for Best Picture, featuring the films from the year 2014.
Oh my God. That's the year that those movies are from.
It's a great year.
It's a really good year.
I had the season kind of crafted really early in this season. I've been stupid with how I've been creating so many seasons because it's fun. But I got to tell you guys, this season, it's fucking packed. And like the top 25, like the bottom 5 are going to still be all like really good movies.
You were back and forth with a lot of movies being in and out of the lineup because there's a lot of deserving movies that we do not go over.
Yeah.
And they are still could be top contenders in 1996 if they went back in time and kicked ass.
But you won't have to wait long because season 2 starts next week. We're going to jump right into it. It's 26 episodes for a season. We're going to fill out a whole year of your life with podcasts. Of course, I want to thank you all for listening to the season 1 finale of Snubs and Dubs. As always, you can find us everywhere on social media at Snubs and Dubs. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Letterboxd, etc. We're also on Good Pod, so make sure to check us out there and join our official Discord. We would love to hear you guys' thoughts on all of these films and on our finale. So please send us a tweet or a message with a question, a recommendation, or anything else. I'm also at Kyle Tobiasson on Twitter, and Jason is at Windy_Mills. Of course, all of those links are going to be in our show notes. Make sure to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and then share the show. And check back next week for another episode. Here is a sneak peek of the first film we're covering for season 2.
I'm starting a TV news business.
You, get back!
I film breaking stories. Maybe you saw my item this morning, you fatal carjacking.
No, I mean, I don't have a TV.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Does it have GPS?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're hired.
Okay.
That's right. Season 2 kicks off with Nightcrawler. So make sure to watch it before next episode. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Thanks for listening. That's a wrap.
Bye for now.
Bye.